All right, Leo, here we go. Your reading for April. So before we start, just hold in a container the idea of being in eclipse seasons. There's a lot of change going on. We're not meant to know the clarity of that yet. Start of the Astro New Year, Aries season, which gives us that very Mars orientated spark for action. And also holding that we're in a bit of a retrograde. So remain flexible around how the conditions change, particularly around communication. So that's communication between yourself, with your guides, with your loved ones, with technology, with messaging people. Just drive to the conditions of the road, as my beautiful friend Star Witch Astrology would say. And let's not force anything. It's really about taking action and integrating and taking action and integrating. It's not about forcing and controlling all the time, because in those retrogrades, if we don't expect smooth, effortless, easy, then we don't have to worry about being let down when it's not that. If we expect things to be a little bit glitchy or not quite perfect, then we can actually, when it shows up, say, huh, of course, thank you, Mercury, reminding me that it might be a great time to review. It might be a great time to take a step back and understand that chaos and glitching always provides for us the invitation to step back and just say, is this the best way that I could be doing it? Could this be refined somewhat? Do I need to slow down and be more mindful of my language? Do I need to double check everything, cross my T's, dot my I's, and just have that level of deliberate patience with it, is what I would say, which might be difficult for you, Leo. I'm not sure. All right, let's see what comes through for you. 3-card story and then a shadow card with the Oracle deck. So this deck is the Stalk Your Shadow deck that I created with, I did all the graphics, I did all the writing. I found the printers overseas. I designed the box, the little book, everything. So it does come with a little guidebook. Just so you know that I am using my own cards and trying to help everyone to understand under what intention I created them for. And as I say to a lot of people, I didn't actually understand the ramifications of the intention of creating a shadow deck. It actually meant that I went through an incredible shadow work journey over 12 months. It was a really brutal creative process. Anything that could go wrong did go wrong. It took 5 times longer than I thought it was. The investment was so much bigger than I thought it was. And it really sort of slapped me in the face with the truth of, I thought I was just knocking out an oracle deck. How hard could it be? And my ego was served back to me in pieces saying, under what intention do you want this medicine to be in the world? And are you prepared to live and breathe its medicine before you can safely offer it to others? Which was quite a time. So that's my story. Moving on to you. We are starting April off with a consensus and a reflection around everything you've built for yourself, incredible amounts of self-worth that you've managed to provide for yourself. This is like, take stock and take note of everything that you've built and how good it is, and be grateful for the work that you've done to provide for yourself. We're not at the completion of your emotional or spiritual fulfillment yet, but you're a really good place, Leo. You're at a really good place. And I want you to sit in the truth of that. I've worked really hard to get where I am. I've provided a great foundation for myself. I'm doing so much better in my self-worth than say 1, 5, 10 years ago. And take note of your progress and track it through all the things that you've done to provide for yourself. That level of self-responsibility, of resilience, of confidence within yourself, cause for a pat on the back, let's say. in that. So that's one pillar of the conversation. Take note of that. That's something to be proud of. The other identification that we're going to go into is realize how much of the chaos around you is not yours and how much of the drama in your life is other people's shit, right? Identify it. This is an opportunity to step back and go, oh, hang on a second. That's your stuff and I'm getting involved. But I've worked so hard to bank my cups, to bank my fulfillment and my emotions and my love connection and my respect and all of those beautiful things. Now there's a certain amount of chaos around me, but how much of it is mine? Did I create it? Is it my responsibility? This tells me no. It's not your responsibility to fix anybody else's problems. It's not your responsibility to rescue anyone from their own darkness. It's not your responsibility to fly in, be the white knight for anybody else. You decide how much of your own hard work you want to protect and realize that if other people are in pain and in suffering and in battles and they're fighting and it's whatever, that's their stuff. They're creating that. That's cool. And because it's a wand card, it's also about, I just want you to peer in to other people's problems for a second because I feel like they're around you and we can't really get away from other people's stuff. We can't expect them to never be going through something, but take this perspective so that we can honor it in our own lives. How much of that is caused by a need for drama or being seen and heard, not in empowering ways? How much of that is an attention-seeking behavior for them? How much could it be avoided? How structures like boundary setting and self-responsibility and self-care can actually dissolve most of people's, I don't like this word, but petty disputes. Are they being mature and respectful, or are they staying in a low vibration place and reacting to everything? So just put it there as theirs. And for those of you that are sensitive and empathetic and all those sorts of things, realize that that's their stuff. How much you want to engage with their stuff is completely within your self-responsibility and authority. Remember all of the hard work that you've done. And we don't want to topple any of those cups over for the sake of other people's stuff. We can go into the fire with them and say, I'd love to support you. I have some energy available. I'm in a good place. I can listen and I can help you strategize out of it. And I can be that bouncing board for you. And I can sit in loving awareness and hold space for you. But I will not take responsibility for your problems. This has actually nothing to do with me. And if people are going to draw you in and then put responsibility on you, we have to be very discerning about where that is. There's a line. Hang on a second. You guys got yourself into this. This is your crap. You're not doing anything to get yourself out. You're trying to drag me in, and it's not my problem. So I get to decide if I'm going there with you or not. Otherwise, sit back, watch the show, and if anything, just encourage. I have full faith that you'll get yourself out of this. You're a very smart, together, awesome person, and you always get yourself out of trouble. But I'm actually not available to listen to the rants and the ravings and the excuses and the everythings, right? So protect what you've done, protect your own self-worth. It's like if you've done so well to detox your environment away from negativity, and then you go and binge watch a soap opera for 3 weeks, you're likely to topple some of those cups over. It does have an influence and an effect. It really does. What you're consuming, what's in your environment, what you're aligning to, who's in your world, it all has an effect. So keep on prioritizing what feels nourishing for you. Because if we can identify what's yours and what's not, and push away people's drama into their category, that's your responsibility. we can actually, this tells me, it's a big card, that we can access more of your intuition than we have before, right? So the distraction of other people's drama is actually so great sometimes that we can't even hear our intuition. Because our intuition might be saying, look over here. There's a really important piece of information. There's a door I want you to open. This card can be difficult at times because it does say that there is a level of truth available to you that you're ignoring. Like the signal systems are going off in your body, your dreams are telling you, intuition comes through in the most unique ways. Synchronicity is telling you, nature's telling you that something's off. But you're involved in this, and it's not actually yours, right? So is there a tantrum happening? Is your ego going crazy because you want something that you can't get? Are you stuck in this when really your intuition is saying, please come and talk to me? I will show you the universe, but I can't show it to you if you don't consent to opening the doors. And if you're not still enough and you're not sitting in gratitude and self-respect and self-responsibility, then your intuition can't find you. It's like a lost voice in a crowded room. But if you hone in on your intuition and you honor it, I find you can find that voice in a crowded room that says, this environment's not working for you, or there's something actually going on that you can't see, or please find this person, they have a piece of information for you, or get out of this situation, it's not working for you, or you could do so much better. So intuition is always leading you towards a truth that's right for you. So if you're searching externally for the missing link, you won't find it externally. You'll find it in your intuition, with your guides, with your higher self, and that really needs stillness. So wherever you're at with your stillness practice, if you're not meditating, let's start. Start at 2 minutes. 2 minutes is doable. If you're at 20 minutes, let's go to 40. If you're at 40, push it to an hour. This is what your intuition is asking you. It's not a quick fix thing. It's a, if you want to be purely in touch with your emotions in the intuitive world and the spiritual world, which has a wealth of information waiting for you, you got to get this drama out. And you got to realize that you actually have nearly everything that you need. You have the resources to go into an intuitive place, but you have to have stillness, right? Expecting, and for most, expecting intuition to download when your nervous system is dysregulated and you're in fight and flight and stress response all the time doesn't work particularly well. We have to go into regulation and receptivity. If you don't have any skills and tools around that, please reach out. This is something that the Ankara Academy focuses a lot on. Intuition development means providing the scene and the setting and preparing the body and the mind to be able to hear the huge amounts of wisdom and extraordinary information available to us. This is consciousness coding. This is downloading universal codes. This is talking to other paradigms, talking to your guides, talking to spirits. It's really an incredible place. But if you're too focused on the ego or other people's egos, and that's where all your focus and attention goes. So, interesting message for you, Leo, for April. Pay attention to where this shows up. This is very interesting. It will show up this month if you haven't already seen it. When it does, be in the moment and go, aha, I see you. This isn't mine. This is not the environment that I need. This has nothing to do with me. Or this is not the vibration I am trying to create in my life. That is your opportunity to go and sit and find the truth within. Now, your shadow aspect is, the grasshopper, number 8. So the grasshopper, as all my students know, comes in to tell you that there's about to be a leap of faith. Anything with those big hind legs and the fused hip bones means we don't learn by crawling slowly through progress. It's a big leap. Now, grasshopper is a fairly big leap for the size of its being. The trajectory of its leap to the size of its being is pretty massive. And no leap is taken without some kind of risk or sacrifice. We're not asking you to leap into certainty. We're asking you to leap into the unknown. And that might be a burst of courage that you need to get to the next place. Intuition and that link within you doesn't always feel soft and warm and squishy. It can actually feel really daunting and really strange and scary for a lot of people. But the leap is there. So it kind of feels to me like, why don't you take the leap and set the boundary with people in your lives and say, I'm not really interested in hearing about all of this. I'm not really interested in what you have to say again about that person. I'm not really interested in the gossip. I'm not really interested in these perpetual problems that you're creating. It's not the place I want to be going. I actually want to set a boundary and take the risk and go into my intuition to say, what am I creating? Where's that extra cup going to come from? Is this spiritually and emotionally nourishing? Be smart about it. That grasshopper isn't just, let's leap and see what happens. It's, I actually think I need to take this leap of faith because I can feel the resistance. And I know that on the other side, I get to learn something. We don't set boundaries because of control. We set boundaries because the dynamic isn't working and we have to protect ourselves. We have to protect the work that we've done. It's not worth going into nervous system dysregulation, chaos, stress, and drama again, because you've worked so hard to create what you have. So think about your resources. Think about what drains the tank for you. Think about what is too risky right now. Take the leap of faith and go after that extra cup and go after your intuition, which says, this isn't right for me. I can feel it. This is off. And I don't know what it is yet. And I don't know why, but I'm going to trust my body and my higher self that says, I'm going over here. And I'm opening this door and I'm looking for that cup. I'm looking for more emotional and spiritual nourishment, even though other people are worse off right now. And that's a common program that kicks in when people are doing really well. My resources are high. I finally have enough to go into thriving and not surviving. And I get that other people are surviving, but it's actually not my responsibility. I can have compassion and I can hold space. But the leap of faith is saying, I want to keep on working on more abundance. I want that for myself. And I have to take these leaps of faith. And there are risks, there is sacrifice. I might have to sacrifice some people in my life. I might have to sacrifice some freedom or some money or some time or some energy, but I'm willing to do so. I'm willing to set the boundary. I'm willing to open the door. I'm willing to take that risk and see what's on the other side for me. So I love you so much, Leo. Have a beautiful month. I will see you next month. See you soon. Bye.